Rose here from the island of Terceta, what some say once was Atlantis. And the sunshine had a lot of nervous energy in my body. So when that happens, I just get out wherever I am, or I get up and dance, or I get up, whatever. And this morning it was just like, get out in the garden, get out in nature, go sit in the sun, allow it to warm my heart. And wishing that for all, that the blocks to accessing full heart emotional intelligence are melted away. How we melt things away is our tears, right? That's how you melt the Wicked Witch and Wizard of Oz, is with water, and the tears are purified water. They release toxins nothing else can. Hey, that's why they're so demonized, by the patriarchy, by the systems that want to keep us oppressed, because if we can't feel, we won't rebel. And so many think that when we suppress our, quote, bad emotions, we're doing something good. But the truth is, in my experience, you can only go as high as you can low, right? That's kind of like physics stuff. You gotta pull the arrow all the way back to get it to go far. And as a plant, right? The stronger the roots, the taller, the deeper, the stronger the roots, the taller the tree can grow. And trees also link in with each other. And so many humans or people seem to think is their difference, right? So many seem to think that not feeling is some kind of virtue, and think that we can get somewhere we haven't by using the same methods that got us in the messed up thing in the first place, led by the same people that led it in the first place, or somebody that just hooked on to something somebody else said, and it all comes from heady intellectual men at the root, or pandering to them, allowing them to keep their privilege, entitlements, their property, their money, their social standing. Really, the world of emotion is the world of the mother, and it's not to be demonized. The emotions get out of control when they're suppressed. That's what creates violence, not conflict. Actual conflict will resolve violence, prevent violence, because then the feelings are allowed to be expressed and felt and dealt with, gone through, to realize they are like the ocean. One day it's smooth as glass, the next it's choppy. You can hit it in one place and it be smooth as glass, and a few miles out it's choppy, and on the other side of the world it's a raging hurricane. Which maybe things have gotten to be raging hurricanes because nature has to express, and if humans aren't doing it, then it's got to go somewhere. She has to be more intense to get us to feel, because she's feeling regardless. She's a real thing, and she has feelings. And if you're not in touch with your own, you can't be in touch with hers. The more I get in touch with my emotions, and I allow them to flow, and I don't demonize them or attempt to suppress them, I'm curious about them, um, the more relationship I get with Mama. She speaks to me. She'll let me know if an area is overgrown and she needs to be cleared off because it's itchy, it's irritating, or those are all valid things that make us human. It separates us from robots. And with this transhumanism thing coming, anything that is pushing us into a non-human state, which, emotional is human. If not, you're just a machine. I mean, if you can't have compassion for someone else and for yourself, to allow yourself to be emotional. And I know, like, in my family, it was, don't cry. And I got whooped till I refused to cry. And I would laugh instead when I was being whipped. That does some fucked up shit to a kid's head. And told, I'm doing it because I love you. It's for your own good. And I'm beginning to break free of that, and not not go with the belief of that something is inherently wrong with me just because I'm human and I have feelings and I have needs, like belonging, variety, shelter, nourishment. There's it seems that we've been demonized for just being who we are. And then we demonize ourselves and we demonize others. It's like this perpetual virus that is replicating because we put it off on each other, even when there's nobody at the top anymore in spaces, and we cannot do that. So many because of this suppressed, repressed, naming something other bad, naming the natural evil in our families of origins or the systems that we come out of, that even when we're in a sacred, safe space where we could drop all that, really get into feeling, right? Give our tears to the land as an offering. That is my offering. I've agreed to be an acupuncture needle for Mama so that maybe she doesn't have to have a 7.5 earthquake. I'll go on and cry. Woo. I mean, it's amazing every time I cry, I look younger when I'm crying regular and shedding right after a good, juicy, ugly cry. There's joy and peace on the other side because it's there, whether we're trying to push it away, distract ourselves, bat it away, whatever, it's there. It's there. It just as an is. And love as an is will feel it. It will allow it. It will include it. It will embrace it. It will get curious. And it soothes. I worked on that the other day. Love soothes. Love can be a lot of different things. And it can look a lot of different ways. It has many, many, many faces. Some want to look for a true face. There is no impermanence is permanent. Everything shifts and changes. And if you don't think you are, like, oi, take a picture of yourself 4 times a day without posing. Just pick up the camera and snap it. And you'll see how much even you change. We all change. We're water. This form, this particular form, is impermanent. It's going to go back in some form or fashion. No matter how you lock yourself in a metal casket and fill yourself with chemicals eventually. Like, I mean, our little human lifespans are just a little drop of rain in the thunderstorm. And in the big grand scheme of things, we all go back. It all goes back to the void, nothingness. Impermanence is permanent. It took me a while. Like, that got given to me by this old, wonderful, beautiful, like, rainbowish, homeless man on the Haight-Ashbury. Impermanence is permanent. Impermanence is permanent. Get it, girl? Get it, girl? Impermanence is permanent. And stop helping people. You know, in the Jesus story, he tells us he was homeless. He was a fox with no den. He was a bird with no nest. He traveled on hospitality. The kindness and generosity of strangers, who some became friends. His family didn't accept him at first either. His mama was at the cross. She must have come around. But even she was like, "What are you doing?" And, but to me, Jesus is disguised in a homeless attire. It's been, when I wound up homeless the first time, it was homeless that held me, that taught me, showed me, guided me, were companions to me, that comforted me. And that's what I feel or am attracted to in the Jesus story, is the love, the hospitality, the caring for another, even at the expense of yourself. Although that martyrdom story really, really, like, as a woman, especially, haven't we been martyred enough and given up enough? When do we get to be Mary instead of Martha, right? The one that is actually, like, knowing, like, he's here right now. We gotta, like, celebrate right now. The chores can wait. The responsibilities can wait. This is a precious, precious moment that we may not have again. If you can't feel, Martin Prochel talks about grief and praise, and that that is what's mainly wrong with our society. And I'm so grateful I came across it at work before I lost my mom and my daughter. And I have experienced amazing amounts of grief, so much grief. And finally having a way to frame that it's necessary. It's because of my love I grieve. In the Bible, it talks about blessed are those that grieve. It doesn't say blessed are those that can keep a stoic face and never show any emotion. I mean, even Jesus showed emotion. In the Garden of Gethsemane, he cried. And all of his friends left him too. They fell asleep. And he was alone on that cross, only surrounded by others labeled as criminals. So I'm a criminal for love. I break the rules to be able to love. And I've studied it, and it's my yoga, and it's my devotion. And to be able to see it in every set of eyes, to be able to see a bit, even if it's shaded over by so much other stuff, but a bit of my beloved in every single set of eyes I see. Be that human, non-human, to see in everything that surrounds me the beloved. And the beloved comes to me with many forms and faces. When I can see it there, and I get blinded too at times, I'll think something is happening to me rather than for me. But today, that's all we're guaranteed, and all we're ever really living in is today, the now. I'm choosing feeling, compassion, kindness to myself, allowing, and inclusion. Choosing to see love and just a piece of myself, because I am the beloved is me. I am the water is me. I am the sea is me. I am the tree is me. I am Janie, and Janie is me, and I am you, and you are me. I don't know. May the healing that I do be the healing for you too. And may the feeling that I do open the heart and comfort the mama. Allow her to know she's not alone. She is heard. Us feeling heard, seen, appreciated just for ourselves, not just what we can do for others, but just for being ourselves. Without having to do. We're human beings, not human doo-doos. Or some of us are human doo-doos, I suppose. So, be more like Janie. Janie nearly got a cat today. I had to call her off. Love said, no, don't do that. That would hurt another. That's when love will get firm and say no when something is causing harm to another and forcing suppression of emotions on others to keep you comfortable is causing harm. Peace. Harmony. And harmony comes from everybody doing their part. Peace. Love. Harmony. Justice. Wisdom. Vitality. Rejuvenation. May the waters inside and outside be healed, rejuvenated, revitalized, replenished, refreshed, restored, renewed, respected. And when you don't know what to do, make love for change. Grab things around you, markers to write it, whatever, but make love. Spell it out. Write it out. Bring it into form in some form or fashion, even when nobody else is around. That's when it really counts. That's when it really, really counts. Consistency counts. Dedication. Momentum. Let your love matter. Hi. Out. Ciao.